that down, let's move on to this, shall we? You know, we mentioned at CinemaCon, when we were doing our coverage at CinemaCon, that they had given us this kind of little sizzle behind the scenes presentation of Superman, that James Gunn was doing all kind of stuff. Well, they have now released it online. James Gunn initially shared this little video on his social media earlier today, and it's now on YouTube as well. And there's a couple of really interesting things in it. One of the things is that there's this, you see David Cornsweet talking to, I keep freezing on the name of the Lex Luthor actor.
Nicholas Hoult.
Nicholas Hoult. Talking to Nicholas Hoult, and he's going, I'm wearing my underwear on the outside. It's so liberating. Again, still, the one really bad decision I think they made about Superman's costume is bringing back the stupid red underwear. Anyway, that's besides the point. There's also a couple of other neat looking little things. For example, we get our first, a kind of a new look at Hawkgirl. And forgive me if I'm wrong, I can't remember. Is that Isabella Merced?
Yes.
Hawkgirl.
I'm so excited that she's, especially after seeing her in Last of Us last week. I'm like, now I'm really excited that she's in this movie.
Oh, I didn't put two and two together.
Yeah.
Now I'm really excited that she's in this movie. But not only that, we get a good look at, let me see if I can find it here.
Are you talking Metamorpho?
Oh, there
you got
it
it right
is.
there.
We get our first really good look at Metamorpho, which, look, if you're one of those people who likes things to be comic accurate,
Yeah.
there you go. There you go.
It looks too much like the comics.
Now, this is being, of course, he's being played by, what's his first name? Kerrigan. What's his first name? The guy who played Victor Zsasz in Gotham.
Yeah.
And he was just in Death of a Unicorn. I know his last name's Kerrigan. I'm freezing on his last name. But
I'm looking it up.
Anthony Kerrigan? Yeah, Anthony Kerrigan is playing this. And this looks so cool. This looks really, really good. Again, I don't know that I would have designed the character this way, but James Gunn wanted it to look comic accurate.
He's also in Barry.
Yeah, he was.
Okay,
I mean, I think he got nominated for Emmys in Barry.
You're right.
But by the way, he's in this movie with Paul Rudd and Jenna Ortega, Death of a Unicorn. But he's kind of like Delroy Lindo in Sinners. He steals every scene he's in. He's so good in Death of a Unicorn. Anyway, but here's the thing that stood out to me the most. And I was talking to my business manager a little bit earlier today about this too. And Rob, I'd be really curious to know what you think about this. When you look at the approach they're taking to marketing Superman, specifically when you really look at this new behind the scenes sizzle that they dropped today, they aren't doing the traditional big IP thing. They're painting this as an auteur film. They're painting this as a filmmaker-driven film.
100%.
Because the behind the scenes thing is really more about James Gunn. Like you see all the stars, including Nathan Fillion, saying James Gunn just has the scripts with the most heart. He puts all this into it and blah, blah. And they even talk a little bit in it, Rob, about how he had turned down Superman.
Yeah, he didn't have a way in.
He didn't just want to make a Superman movie. He wanted to have it. He wanted to have that story. He wanted the way in. And then he sat on it for years. And then Peter Safran tells the story. And then he called me one day and says, I got it. And he waited years when he had the opportunity to do Superman before. So I thought this was a really interesting behind the scenes little look, getting to see the stars. Again, you get some looks at things that we haven't had a chance to see before. Looks really great. Rob, you had a chance to see this. Well, you saw it twice now. We saw it at CinemaCon. We see it again online. What's your takeaways from this thing?
Well, again, it's like I've been saying about this movie from the beginning. We are getting a cinematic look at Superman, at the character that we've never got before. And it is going to be a combination of that Silver Age, super science, much more fantasy-oriented, all-star Superman way of looking at the character. But that's just the surrounding stuff. That's just the window dressing. I think what we're going to get, and I don't know what that is yet, but we're going to get a dilemma that Superman probably faces that tears him up a little bit between his obligation to humanity, his obligation to his Kryptonian heritage, to the people that he knows and loves. And I think that he's going to go through the stuff, and we're going to see a real emotional, real fantastical Superman. And I for one, am hugely excited for it. I mean,
this is the filmmaker who gave us Starro.
Right.
Which I still can't.
I
wrap my
can't
head
believe it
around.
either. And I'll tell you something, just like with Sinners, you're getting a filmmaker, an auteur filmmaker who wrote and directed his own film, just like James Gunn wrote and directed this. You're getting his singular vision. And that's what I want when I go to the movies. You know, I don't want some corporate branded, you have to make this. And to a certain extent, look, Zack Snyder gave us his version as well.
Yep.
Although he didn't write the scripts, very much he had his imprimatur on it. And I think that's why so many people responded to what he has done. But on the other hand, I think what James Gunn is doing is a totally different look at the character. And when I grew up reading comics, there was all kinds of different takes on Superman. So I'm really curious to see this. And the more I see from the movie, the more I get excited, man. John, I think this movie is going to be really fun to watch.
Yeah, I agree. Look, when I am still amazed by James Gunn's Suicide Squad. Honestly, it's one of these films that each time I watch it, and I haven't watched it 20 times, but I've watched it 4 or 5 times. And each time I watched it, I'm actually more taken aback by how much emotional depth is actually in it. Like when you look at the movie, you just think, oh, it's bonkers, crazy, but then you look at the story of Ratcatcher.
Right.
And it's devastatingly dark and devastatingly heartbreaking.
Well, I mean, Polka Dot Man. My goodness.
I mean, yeah, like even like you get this weird, fantastical, crazy kind of facade of Polka Dot Man. But once they get into his story,
you feel bad for him.
it's dark, man. It's dark and depressing and painful and hurt. And they did a great job with King Shark. And, you know, if he can bring elements of that, look, I don't want Superman to be Suicide Squad.
Like, look at this picture. Where is he sitting right now?
Yeah.
I want to see that.
That's some kind of Kryptonian ship, I'm guessing.
That is so rad.
Yeah, I like that. That was my when that shot came up, I'm like, okay, what is that?
Star-Lord, man.
Like if I wouldn't have been if that was Sean Levy sitting there, I would just think, oh yeah, that's a Star Wars thing. But no, I'm very, very curious to know what that is. That looks really cool. So yeah, man, I'm excited about this. Guys, question is for you. Did you have a chance to see this BTS video that's now out and floating around today? I think it's really insightful. Did you have a chance to see it? If so, what did you think about it? And where's your overall anticipation level like right now for Superman? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and let us know your thoughts. Hey guys, thanks so much for watching this video. Make sure you like the video, leave a comment, and subscribe to our channel. And don't forget, we have a daily podcast called the John Campea Show podcast, available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or your favorite podcasting app of choice. Go and subscribe to it today so it'll be there when you need it.